Because I do tell a lot of friends now, I'm learning how to trade. I'm trying to become an expert at it. They're like, oh, that's too dangerous. And then with that same person, I'll go out and fly at 200 feet, at 200 knots, land in the dust without being able to see the ground.
Hello, everybody. We are back. It's another Rising Star episode today. And I'm looking forward to this one. We've been chatting just a few minutes ago. Sean, welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
I don't know. I can't get used to this sir thing, but it's okay. I get it. Yeah. Okay. You're active military. All right, let's give us the background. Because
Sure. Well, I went to the Air Force Academy in 2012, 2008-2012. Commissioned as a second lieutenant in the Air Force.
Now, would I be a second lieutenant if I went to the Air Force
You
Academy?
would. You would, in fact, be a second lieutenant.
Now, to get into the Air Force Academy, is that the most difficult of all the military academies? You're going to say it is, okay?
You got to support your own. Right?
Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm sure all three are highly competitive and great places to be a graduate from.
So you were in Colorado Springs, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
4 years.
It is 4 years. It's a 4-year degree, and then after that, you normally track select, and so I became a pilot. I went to pilot training for 2 years.
So you graduate school. You take a lot of finance classes, but you graduate with a degree. It's a Bachelor of Science, right?
Bachelor's of Science in Management with a minor in Spanish.
Got it. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then you're off to where?
Go to pilot training in Wichita Falls, Texas. I fly the T6, T-38. I do have to say that this is my own personal opinion. Nothing I'm saying represents for the Department of Defense.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I got to say that.
We're not holding anything
litigation-wise.
Yeah, don't worry. We're not holding anything. This is super cool. Now you don't mind me saying your age on?
No, please do. Please do.
So you're 33?
That's right.
Okay. So basically, straight out of school, this has been your whole gig, your whole life so far, adult life, or postgraduate life, and in the process, you got your master's degree. So you get married, you have a family, everything, and we're going to fast forward now.
Okay, yeah,
we're going to move forward. And at what point? And you got a lot of stuff going on in your life. Okay, you don't have to sit there. You don't have time to sit there and you're not grabbing your phone and looking to see what the markets are doing every minute.
Right. I am now.
You are now. Okay, that's different. We're not up to now.
Okay,
we're still a couple years ago. So we're getting towards let's call it the 2020-ish. The whole pandemic. I'm not sure what impact the pandemic had on you or something,
sure.
but like I said, you're married now. You have kids. So where did this interest in trading come? Like I don't get like when did you have time?
Well, yeah, that's a good question for my wife. She should be the one answering that. I've always been interested in finance. I've always been interested in markets. I've always wanted to name the TV show, right? Any of it on the financial markets on TV. I've always wanted to be a part of that or listen to it. So I thought after I made a little bit of money selling a house, I was like, okay, now I have a little bit of extra bandwidth in terms of financial bandwidth.
Because you move around a lot.
We do every 2 to 3 years.
Yeah. So do you actually buy places?
So if I was smart, I would have bought a house at every location and rented it out. A lot of my friends do that. I've bought 2 places so far.
2 places.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. I got it. All right.
Yeah. And so, you have kids too. It starts to make you think differently. Long-term financial opportunities starts to matter a bit more when you have offspring that you need to support for the rest of their life, frankly.
Yeah. And you're about to be in 2024. I'm reading your the bio here.
Right.
In 2024, you're about to be shipped off to Germany for 2 years.
That's right. Yeah, I'll be in Germany a couple years.
So you're learning German. You got the whole. I mean, it's you got a lot of stuff going on.
A lot going on.
Yeah.
But at nighttime, when the kids go to bed, it's sometimes nice to read a book.
So a lot going on with all this stuff going on. You're thinking to yourself, well, I got an extra 15 minutes, 2 hours, whatever it is. I think I'll learn options.
That's right. That's exactly right.
I think I'll learn trading.
It started with trading. It started with,
let's talk about where it started.
Yeah, so, I've been passively investing in my mutual funds, Roth IRA, et cetera. And I didn't like the fact that I didn't have control over my money.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think no one does. And I think once you open up your eyes and you see that, it's kind of hard to close your eyes again and say, hold on.
Hey, you're a capitalist.
Yeah.
You're an opportunist.
That's right.
Hey, we got that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for this, and the natural, aggressive, competitive human being that most people in the military are says, I could do that. So I decided, I am going to try this option thing because I heard one of my friends talk. I was in Germany actually on a little mini assignment for 2 months.
Yeah.
Befriended a guy in the Army, a close friend of mine now, and he started telling me that he made $400,000 buying calls.
Buying calls.
Yes, sir.
When was this?
man, this was probably like right around that same time frame.
Or 2020-ish?
Yeah, but beforehand, because I was like started to learn about it.
Okay, got it.
Like sticking in the back of my mind, like, what's that guy doing again?
Yeah,
Buying
yeah,
calls, making $400,000. Like, I want.
Did you know what that meant? Buying
No
calls?
idea.
No.
Yeah, right. But
it.
it stuck with me.
Okay. The $400,000 stuck.
About $400,000. That'll stick with anybody, I think.
Okay,
Right.
got it.
And then I'm in a unit in Florida, and another friend is talking about how he made an extra $80,000 this year, also buying calls. Tesla in particular for this one. I remember that distinctly.
Okay.
And I was like, hey, tell me how to do this. What's going on? He starts talking about, well, you pay this much and you come back and you get this much paid out. And like, there's no risk, man.
No risk.
Right. Yeah. There's nothing you got to worry
Okay.
about. You just pay, you get paid. I'm like,
Got
okay,
it.
well,
Got
sure. So naturally, I could do that.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
Of course. Anybody.
Like anybody, I could do that.
Yeah.
And so I start reading because first read, right? Make sure you understand the process.
Got it.
I enjoy that, options as a strategic investment. Just finished that.
Oh, you read Larry McMillan's book?
I did.
That's
I did
about 1,000
edition.
pages.
It's a lot. I did it because I knew I was coming on the show.
Oh, you did.
I better read this book right now.
That is a committed effort because that. So believe it or not, just to show you, and Larry's a friend of the show. And a friend,
cool.
Yeah. So
great. Good shout out.
Yeah. No, he's a good guy. I've known him for probably 40 years, whatever. But when I first got in this business, that was the first thing I read.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So we're talking
good
about
company there.
But it was only 300 pages at the time.
Okay, well, it's plussed up by about 150% now.
No,
Yeah.
it's about 1,000 pages now.
Yeah.
I saw, and that's why our own Julia, she wrote a book, which is great and it's shorter.
I have it with me. Yeah, read that
it's
as
awesome.
well. It is a great book.
Yeah. So let's go back and now I'm taking you right back to 2020, 2021.
Yeah. Okay, let's go there.
Now
I'm there with you.
Now you're one buddy makes $400,000, one buddy makes $80,000.
Yeah, and then the natural response is I can do that.
Yeah, sure.
Right?
Yeah,
Right? So you buy the book.
They're just buying calls in Tesla. I got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. What's the problem, right?
Yeah, sure.
$200.
Piece of cake.
Yeah. So not the best process, right? And thank God I didn't start just doing that.
Sure.
I started by reading. I started by opening up a couple different accounts with different brokerages.
Okay.
And then I came across Tasty. And I said, you know what? This is great because of the education provided commensurate with the trading platform that it gives the average retail investor.
You didn't think we were weird?
Flavor Flav in the house today. We got Marky Mark in the house today.
No.
We got clean posse in the house today.
Who?
Seriously?
No,
You didn't think
I think it's
there's
great.
anything strange about any of this group
No,
here?
I mean, this is interesting. I'll tell you that much. But, no, I don't
Well, these are just our studios. This is
Okay.
We don't run our business out of here. There's a block away is like
Well,
a couple blocks away.
the best thing is that it's a mirror almost because I think there's there's multiple shows on tastylive, as you know.
sure.
Yeah, I'm sure right? And so I can relate to the people that I relate to, and they can teach me how to trade simply by logging on,
Got it.
put in my username and password, and guess what? Okay, I'm doing a run. I'm gonna put on some tastylive. What's it saying?
Yeah.
Right?
Nothing
okay,
says
I learned
put
something.
nothing says take a run and listen to Dr. Jim, right?
Nothing like that, right? Pretty good.
Right. So fine, you open up Tasty Live, you get a Tasty Trade account. You're
That's right.
you're in business, and so take me on the trading journey.
Yeah, so I dabble. I put a couple grand in, 5,000 or so.
Yep.
Form follows function for me. So my function was to learn how to trade, and my form then, where I'm going with options on that, is my form then is that I'm less concerned with my, just my risk parameters change. So you may want to have a theta decay for a $5,000 account of like $7.
Yeah, but when you
right?
first
Nothing.
started, you don't even know what
Well, I
that
didn't know
is.
anything about that.
Yeah. You just read it in Larry McMillan's book.
I'm like,
and
I'm gonna sell a
and your
covered
eyes
put.
glazed over that. Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
I know how that works. Okay, you just glazed over it the first time. So you get to your what's the first kind of trades you made? You buy some stock or what'd you do? Buy some call spreads, sell some call spreads.
No, I sold a put vertical.
Sold a put vertical. Okay, and then you were like,
So I could do this.
I could do this.
I could do that.
Yeah, I could do that. Okay,
I could do that. And I think I made a couple bucks.
Yeah.
Do a couple more, made a couple more bucks. Then okay, maybe a naked. I can do naked.
Okay.
Why not lose a couple bucks?
Okay.
Right.
But
Ups and
you get
downs.
but the fear factor's over. Compared to everything else you do.
That's right.
You're like, okay, listen. Compared to everything else I've got to do, this is nothing.
Well, your first trade's always scary. I mean, if your first trade wasn't scary, you haven't read enough.
Your
You
first
don't-
deployment to Iraq
Yeah.
is scary. Okay.
Yeah,
Your
fair
first
enough.
trade is not scary.
Yeah. Well,
When you're selling a put vertical, you're not scary. Okay.
That's something actually I was gonna bring up. It's funny you say that because I do tell a lot of friends now, like, I'm gonna go to Tasty Live. I'm gonna do an interview with Tom Sosnoff, and I'm learning how to trade. I'm trying to become an expert at it. And they're like, that's too dangerous. And then with that same person, I'll go out and fly at 200 feet at 200 knots, land in the dust without being able to see the ground.
Right.
On night vision goggles. Right. You don't try to tell me that it's too dangerous to lose
exactly.
$250 on that spread. Yeah, come on.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm just curious about. That's like, so that's the crazy part about all this
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah. Well,
You
that's
know?
why I think military people in general are military-minded individuals. Just because I understand them, because I am one, I think would be in tune. You know, they're aligned with.
You have
options
no
risk.
idea how many active military clients we have,
I'm
and
sure it's a bunch.
and pilots is probably one of the top professions.
I believe it.
I mean, if I get emails from pilots like daily,
Really?
And they're
Wow.
all over the place. You know,
Yeah,
so somebody
yeah.
will be like, "Hey, I'm pulling into Tokyo." Like,
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
"Shouldn't you be trying to land this damn plane? You know, you're on a Boeing
Yeah,
777 or whatever it is, or you're on a Dreamliner. Shouldn't you be focusing on landing the plane other than your Iron Condor? And,
Yeah.
you know, in blah blah blah." And they're like, "No, I got this, Tom.
Yeah,
Don't worry about it."
yeah, yeah.
But no, we have pilots all over every single airline.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it. And because everything in the military, it's specifically, and aviation as well, is about risk.
Yeah.
It's about risk. How do you manage risk? What risk is acceptable? Do you understand the risk that you're taking in the first place?
Yeah.
Right. And where do you exit it? Where's your exit parameters at? That is just like putting on an option trade.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
And once I realized that, that's when I was like, hold on. But in between that, I had a second kid. Right. And so now, my gorgeous wife, beautiful wife, she births our second child. That costs money.
Yeah.
Right. No joke. So I got to take some cash. I was like, I'm going to stop trading for a bit. I'm going to focus, make sure my boy's okay.
Yeah.
Do that for a bit. And then now I've just picked it up last month again, started trading again.
That's great.
Emailed you during the move, actually. I
Yeah.
was moving from Albuquerque to D.C. and thought, you know what, I'm going to do this again.
I kind of feel like the trading is really complementary to everything else that you do.
That's right.
Like
It is.
It totally makes sense. The mechanics of more so the tasty mechanics that we do is just like another set of
It is.
mechanics that you just it almost like fits into your profile
100%.
perfectly.
So I can expand on that.
Yeah, sure.
So my military friends will make fun of me for even bringing this up. But so in OODA loop, so John Boyd, I think it was in the 70s, wrote military strategy for decision making inside of the enemy's decision making process. Right? It's called an OODA loop: observe, orient, decide, act. Right. And so now I've start trading options. I'm like, okay, well, what have I learned in life thus far I can apply to this? Well, the OODA loop, clearly. I'm going to get made fun of for that. But, so observe. So let's go with that. Well, the things that impact an option price: strike price, stock price, volatility, risk-free interest rate, DTE, and dividend, I think.
Okay.
Correct me to 100% if I'm wrong.
You're probably right.
Yeah. So that,
You probably know more than me. I don't know.
That's the observe, right?
Yeah,
And so
okay.
what is the strike price? What does that mean? Okay, got it. What is the underlying trading for? Why is that happening? What's the volatility? Was there a spike? Can I sell it? Right? Was there a drop off? Maybe I should buy it. I don't know. Right? But at first, you're just observing the market. Right? And what tastylive does for you is
But
it
you
brings
process that stuff, by the way, because I'm a freak about decision-making speed.
Okay.
And like when you just talked about like brain processing and decision-making, like to me, that is the whole. It goes way beyond trading. That's the whole key to all success in all business and everything you do. It's brain processing speed separates person A from person B. Everybody's smart.
Yes, sir.
At a certain level, every single person you run into is smart. So
Right.
it just comes down to brain processing speed and decision-making.
It does. That's what I've seen from the people that are successful that are peers of mine.
Yeah, and
It's
what
the-
you're going to find from the trading side of it is that your brain processing speed's already there. Your decision making is actually even going to go faster than it already is.
Yeah.
This is going to help you on whatever your career path is. In the military, it's going to help dramatically because I think it is just because I think the trading part's going to increase your decision making.
Yeah, well, it already increases my risk assessment in life. So so let's go on the next one. Oh,
okay.
So observe.
Yeah.
We got that. What is a market? Right? What is an ETF? What is a future, et cetera? Orient yourself. So now I would say that starts to get deeper into the actual options world. So observing, that's easy. We can all watch.
Yeah.
How do I orient? What's the bid-ask spread? Is it liquid? Is it 3.5 stars? Is it an underlying that is on the watch list? Okay, now I'm orienting myself. Do I have the buying power in the portfolio to, put this trade on and lose $300 in buying power reduction? Do I have that capability? Yes or no, right? So now I'm orienting it and then decide. And so the decision piece, that was where it gets interesting is, you have a $5,000 account or a $70,000 account. So I was reading, was it Julie or Julia?
Julia.
Yeah, Julia. So her book, it has a chart in there that shows trades from 0 trades to 1,000 trades.
Yeah, sure.
And then an average P&L.
Yeah, law of large numbers.
Yeah, right. Awesome. So here's the real gotcha for
That's the trade small, trade often thing.
Yeah, it is. But how do you do it with a Tasty Bite size account?
Yeah, well, it's just it's principle. It's part of the learning process. It's just to understand how law of larger numbers can work and will
Right.
work, because you're at the point, like, remember, 33 years old, you haven't even, you're just beginning on the path to acquiring wealth.
Right,
And to
right.
building up whatever your asset's going to be. You're going to be, you're going to have some crazy multiple of what you have today. It's going to be 10x, 20x, 100x.
Right, right.
20 years from now. So what you're doing is you're setting yourself up.
That's exactly right. And that's what I came to in my
Yeah. It's irrelevant as long as you're progressing. So which means you're learning to believe in what you're experiencing.
Right.
And so that at some point you can repeat it and you can scale it.
That's right. That's right. And that's exactly what you train if, like, I'm an instructor pilot as well. And so what do you do? Repeatable, consistent approaches.
Yeah, that's it.
Consistent,
Exactly.
repeatable.
The same
Same exact thing.
exact
That's
same
what I'm like, man, everybody should trade options. This is crazy.
Yeah, I know.
It's
Welcome to my
so
world.
neat. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So decide.
Okay, so
and then act.
what kind of trades are you making?
So I in general, I have vertical call and put spreads.
Okay, so credit spreads.
Yeah,
You're selling them.
I do.
Well,
I do.
okay.
I only really sell. I don't really
Yeah,
buy
okay,
it
that's fine.
anymore.
I make this argument all the time. We're in the process of we're building another app right now. I'm actually building an app right now with Julia, and it's a speculative app. And the reason for it is because I believe that every young person, and
Yeah.
I'm throwing you into the young person, even though you're
Take
millennial,
it. I'm going to take it.
needs to learn how to speculate. It's one of the things that's left out of the equation.
That's right.
Because I think people think that, and I know you know this, people think that kind of finance, especially derivatives finance, is all about just like pure speculation and pure gambling and all that kind of stuff. It's strategic. This is gray area finance.
That's right.
Pure strategy.
It is, and that's exactly where strategy lives. It's exactly with what we do in the military. It's outstanding, and in fact, it's fun.